Welcome back to my YouTube channel, my live stream. Welcome back to WWE Smackdown review. This is Jacob Cass 2024. Smackdown just ended. Now that's how the closing angle of the show ended with Jacob Fatu laying out LA Knight. Now we will talk about Smackdown, AEW, maybe a little bit of NXT. Um, Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know in the comment section you guys want to see more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. My video was sponsored by JD from New York, Sound Off, Fightful, Pro Wrestling, Joe Cronin, and the other podcasters that I know of. Now, SmackDown was kind of boring. Well, nothing that special happened on this show. There was some pretty good wrestling, but that was it. I mean, Cody Rhodes returned on the show, but there's no John Cena. Now, hold on. I actually want to fast forward and show you guys the mask card. They have announced the masses for WrestleMania. Hold on. They also announced the masses for next week on SmackDown. Hopefully it's still there. Hold on. Oh, I guess not. I guess it's too late. Now they actually announced a couple of masses for SmackDown. Now they already announced the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal for next week. We have the Street Profits Machine Guns next week for the tag team titles, and then John Cena is going to return next week because SmackDown, the Go Home show, they're going to be in Las Vegas. And what else do we have? Yeah, because John Cena is going to return. We have, I forgot what else. Because I know we got the Battle Royal next week. We got the Three Profits and the Motor City Machine Guns. John Cena can make a return. We also have a 6-woman tag team for next week. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire against Leah Vega, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance. The 6-woman tag. Like on the show next week. So clearly they're setting up Chelsea Green versus Leah Vega. Probably for the Women's US title. Now here at the Hall of Fame, the class of 2025, we got the National Disaster, Michelle McCool, Triple Ace, Lex Luger, and we got the WWE Immortal Moments, as in the greatest masters that we said. Like for example, Stone Cold and Bret Hart. So CM Punk gonna be doing the introductions. Diamond Dallas Page, otherwise known as DDP, he'll be doing the introduction for Lex Luger. Shawn Michaels will introduce his best friend Triple H. The Undertaker will introduce his wife in the Hall of Fame. I can't wait for that. Now it's time to show the promo package for next week. Now we know that next week on Raw is the Go Home show. Oh wait, my bad. Raw the Go Home show. So we will see Punk, Roman, and we will see Seth on the Go Home show. Now here are the matches. They just announced the matches for next Saturday in the main event. CM Punk with Paul Heyman in the corner against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns in the main event of night 1. I'm just gonna show it. I'm not gonna go to my predictions right now. I'm just gonna show you the match cards. I think I'll go to my predictions next week. I'm not gonna do it now. Because here we're gonna talk about SmackDown. We got Jade Cargill and Naomi. That's also for night 1. So there are 2 matches. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, God damn it. Hold on. We got the New Day and the War Raiders for the World Tag Team Championships. Now that was made official, I think, last week. They finally get their tag team title opportunity. That's the third match. Oh, hold on. Oh, God damn it. Now this is Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano. Obviously it's Chad Gable, but El Grande Americano and Rey Mysterio. This match was made official. I don't know why he's on the card. I guess it's to give Rey Mysterio something to do. Uh, that should be a pretty good match. I'm looking forward to it. Chad Gable playing this El Grande Americano character, very good. I guess they're gonna build him up. Alright, so hold on. We got LA Knight defending the US title against Jacob Fatu. Now this should be a good match. This match should be a squash. Obviously a squash match. Obviously Fatu to win that. Fatu looked strong this week. He's been looking strong for the past few months. He's been dominant, he's been protected. He hasn't been pinned on live TV. He's been protected for a reason, so you might well give it to him. We got Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. The build have been nauseating. It's been cringe. It's been shit. I hope the match is good. Hope it's very good. If we could see a fuck finish or a screwy finish, I don't know who's gonna win here. I'm kind of worried. Who's gonna win here? Um, it should be a good match, but we got that. That's the sixth match. So obviously we got Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. The build up is getting there. It's been a lot better based on what they did last week and what we saw in this and the promo with Jay and Gunther. Should be a great match. Now it's such not the main event because Jay is the one to Rumble. It's crazy how both Rumble winners are on the same night and not even main eventing. Jay's not main eventing. Charlotte's not main eventing. I wonder. This might be. Hope it doesn't open the show. Maybe it'll be second to last or like the show. It might be so. It should be a good match. The build is getting better. It's been very. It's been now getting decent. It should be a great match. Alright, now this is for night 2 on Sunday for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the titles against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. I don't know why this match even happened. This match was made official because Bayley and Lyra won the gauntlet match tonight. They won the gauntlet match tonight. We will talk about it pretty soon. But they won the gauntlet match tonight. They had a face-to-face tonight. The match was made official. Now there's no build, there's no heat. It's just there to give them something to do on WrestleMania. I mean, Bayley's your top star. She had to be on the show. Liv Morgan's your top star. She had a great one woman champion. Now the feud's over. She's paired with Raquel. At least Raquel's on WrestleMania. Now no one gives a shit about this match. No one gives a shit about the women's tag team title. They're irrelevant. They're devalued. No one takes them seriously. No one gives a crap. These titles have not. These titles weren't defended last year or before that. Last time they were defended at WrestleMania was at WrestleMania 38. That was 3 years ago. At 39, they weren't defended. And at WrestleMania 40 last year, they weren't defended because they were in a six-man match. They were a six-woman match where they were like irrelevant. That's because Damage Control didn't do much with the titles. So, I mean, I'm not sure who's going to win here. Bayley and Lowry is a makeshift tag team. No one cares. I don't know why they're paired together, but I think Liv and Raquel should win it. There's no division. There's no real tag team. It's the match is just there. We got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. At least we have a stipulation to make it interesting, just based on the heat that we've been seeing, based on the brawl that we got, and the brawl we got tonight, and the brawl between one another. It should be a good match. I mean, Drew McIntyre is in the filler feud. He's not in the title picture right now. Should be a good match. Not sure who's gonna win here, but again, I'm not gonna do my predictions now. We got the Intercontinental Championship, Fatal 4-Way, Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. It should be another good match that should be very good, based on the story between either Dominic or Penta. I think Breaker will. I think Braun Breaker gonna drop the belt. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Now I don't know why this match took place. There's no heat, there's no build, there's not much to do. It's just there to give these two something to do at WrestleMania because AJ Styles is your big star. So and Logan Paul is also your big star. He can't be in WrestleMania. It's just there. The feud hadn't really made sense to me. It's just a way to get them on the card because they had no plan for AJ Styles and Logan Paul. The match should be good. These two guys are fantastic wrestlers. Should be a good match. I don't really care about it. I don't really care who wins. Because where they gonna go after this? So obviously, I don't really care. Just there. I would have this match open the show to get out the way. I mean, the feud that meant nothing. There's no heat, no build. It's just there. It should be a good match. But that's pretty much it. Now, this is a match that had a lot of heat. The build had been great. The heat had been great. Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship in a triple threat match. A lot of people are invested. People are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a very good match. Not sure who's gonna win here. This match is also unpredictable. Not sure who's gonna win here, but it can be a great match. Here's the main event for the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. I don't know why it says undisputed. Just call it WWE Championship. Now, obviously, I'm for main event, night 2. Should be a very good match. I'm curious how the match is gonna be booked. John Cena as a heel for the first time. This is John Cena's last WrestleMania in his last year on his retirement tour. Now, John Cena is gonna be on the Go Home show next week because they're in Las Vegas, so we'll see what he said there. All right, so and we got the main event. The main event was Randy Orton and LA Knight versus Tama Tonga and Sikoa. And LA Knight and Orton, they won. And Jacob Fatu beat down LA Knight, raised the title. Alright, so alright, now we can talk about what happened on this show. Now this is what we got on Smackdown tonight. Cody is now Batman without his Joker. There. Charlotte attacked Tiffany. Randy Orton WrestleMania match revealed. Is he gonna face Solo? It wasn't really announced. Now Drew McIntyre had the iPad because obviously Drew McIntyre took off the iPad.
Life is full of choices. Every day we decide how to take care of the world around us.
Alright, hold on. We got the full WrestleMania card. It confirmed. The captain. Cody will reveal the OW title in message to John Cena. The spinner belt return. The fact that they showed down on TV. Oh man.
And Solo solves all those problems, and it's also a good use of him because Solo's a young talent, and his thunder kind of got that. Not also Jacob Fatu, just the man that Jacob Fatu is, right. Kind of, I think, stole his thunder a little bit. So a WrestleMania match with Randy Orton, I think, would be a nice way to go. man, I don't think I realized till tonight how badly I was like, it should be. That's just kind of. But that's kind of what bookended our show tonight. So we're gonna keep moving along. We're getting those super chats and humper chats. We've got a lot to talk about with WrestleMania. Let's move into our women's tag gauntlet. Because I'm just gonna say it. I used the strong language on Tuesday. Some of this, I'm sorry to offend, so just caution, okay?
I'm taking my headphones off.
Yeah, but if you have children around, get them away from your screen, okay? If you are get easily queasy or whatever, this is gonna be the most violent words I can say, okay? Some of this tag gauntlet booking was downright, hate to say it, silly.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, so, what do we have here? Now let me go into some of the matches on here. Are these backstage segments? Now this is what we got on Smackdown. Cody returned to Smackdown after dropping John Cena with a crossroads. 8 days until WrestleMania 41. We all can't wait. Bayley and Lyle become the number one contenders in the gauntlet match that I didn't really give a fuck about. I didn't really care about. It was kind of silly and not good. So Drew McIntyre go ballistic on Damian Priest in a very good brawl here. That was very good. I can't wait for this match. I'm looking forward to it. So this is what show, by the way. We got LA Knight, Bassa, Randy Orton, and to take on Tom Tonga and Zoza Cole. I think we are gonna get Randy Orton and Zoza Cole. I think we have to get it because it's not gonna be Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis don't need to wrestle. He's the general manager of SmackDown, so he's not gonna wrestle Randy Orton. Even though they teased it. I think they teased it when Randy Orton came back after Survivor Series, but that's not gonna happen. So obviously Randy Orton and Zoza Cole are just there to give Randy Orton something. I don't know. I don't think they announced it. They could, but I don't know. Now we got Bayley and Lyra want to make history at WrestleMania. That's what they said in the backstage segment. Ray Phoenix had another impressive win. He shines in a win over Humberto. And Santos Escobar was in the ring and shook his hand. So they could be setting up something with Santos and Ray Phoenix or something. We could be looking at him joining Legado. Because boy, Santos needs something to do on the TV. Now we got Cody Rhodes in this segment. He revealed the OW title and message to John Cena. Cody Rhodes came out there saying pretty much the same old shit. I have a feeling that based on what Cody Rhodes said tonight in the promo, Cody might lose. He might get screwed. I think we might see a screwy finish. Hopefully not. I hope The Rock gets involved and plays a role in the main event. We had Tiffany Stratton overcomes a challenge from Roxanne Perez. Now, Roxanne Perez was on NXT. She came here into the SmackDown. She challenged Tiffany Stratton, and decent match. It was alright. She beat Roxanne Perez after that. Charlotte Brewery blindside Tiffany Stratton. In case you guys are wondering, Charlotte attacked Tiffany before SmackDown took place tonight. I think it was earlier this morning. Before SmackDown took place, Charlotte attacked her in the parking lot. I think by her car. And Charlotte said, and they said Charlotte wouldn't put her on the show, but she came out there anyway. Fully attacked Tiffany Stratton, beat her up. I don't know what to say about this. I have a feeling that Charlotte's gonna win. I hope Tiffany retains here. But I don't know. Now, like I said, they were the main event. Randy Orton and LA Knight team up for an incredible win here. And Fatu attacked LA Knight. I hope we see Fatu win here.
This gets 800 to 1,000 people every show. Then I started laughing.
Alright.
Alright.
Now let's see Salamonster.
Chamber, right? He hasn't said anything about it. Because the last time, Rock.
The no
John
SmackDown
Cena
song.
had sold his soul. He walked off the rock at Elimination Chamber. So, some people are still talking about that. I am just left as I sit here, having watched this SmackDown show tonight. I am left sitting here wondering if maybe John Cena was not the only one who had their soul taken by The Rock in Toronto that night. I have a feeling that The Rock also took SmackDown's soul because it has been missing from this show. It has been missing from this show for a while now, but it was very apparent tonight. We are 1 week away from WrestleMania, and this show just had no soul. As a WrestleMania show, we're on the road to WrestleMania here. Yeah, I'm watching this show tonight, and I don't feel anything. I didn't feel this way watching Raw, but I watched this show, and I feel nothing. We are 8 days away from WrestleMania. This should not be. This should not be. This is not how it was a year ago. But I just find myself completely apathetic towards everything that they're throwing out there tonight on this show. We are 8 days out from the biggest show of the year. What is going on here? I also thought that tonight we would get some resolution to the situation with Randy Orton. Now, if you watched SmackDown last week, then you know that Randy Orton, he lost his opponent for WrestleMania. Kevin Owens is going to be undergoing neck surgery, and he's out of WrestleMania. And so Randy Orton needs an opponent. And we actually did get him in the ring tonight, face-to-face with Nick Aldis. But by the time this show was over, we were no closer to a resolution to the question of who will Randy Orton's opponent be for WrestleMania. So they are going to wait until the final SmackDown, 24 hours before WrestleMania, to make a decision if they haven't already and fill us in as to who the opponent or opponents are going to be for Randy Orton. Because I have a couple of different theories about where it may be going, and I hope to God that one of my theories is correct, because the one theory they put forth tonight, they really pushed and teased, is that Randy Orton may be wrestling Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania, which would be the worst fucking decision of all the possibilities. If I was to make a list, that would be pretty way down at the bottom of that list. I certainly hope that that is not going to be the match that they are giving us at WrestleMania. But that's the match they wanted you to believe when this show was over that they might be giving us. Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa. I am hoping that this is all just a slur, just to throw us off. We'll find out next week, because we certainly didn't find out tonight. We didn't get our answer there. Cody Rhodes was on the show tonight. And as Cody Rhodes promos go, this was one of the better ones I thought that he cut, but we still have the same issue where he's out there. No John Cena on the show tonight. John Cena is going to be on the show next week. He'll be in Las Vegas. He'll make an appearance on SmackDown, because SmackDown is in Las Vegas next week. Cody Rhodes was in the ring. He was in the ring surrounded. You see some of the belts over my shoulder over here. He was surrounded by championship belts. And again, in terms of what they were going for, I actually thought it was well done. But still, Cody Rhodes has had to do a lot of heavy lifting here on this road to WrestleMania. Even the times when John Cena was there, and he wasn't there the first 2 weeks after Elimination Chamber, right? The so-called biggest heel turn in wrestling history. I can't tell you how many times I had to hear that shit coming out of Elimination Chamber. The biggest heel turn in wrestling history. Don't you feel fucking stupid? So he missed the first 2 weeks coming out of that. Then we finally saw him. Those next 2 weeks, though, we had no interaction between him and Cody. So we got hit with that great promo. They were in London, right? And that was great stuff. And that was the only thing that we got. And maybe we'll get something on the show next week. Cena will be there. But Cody has had to really carry this largely on his own. And it's very difficult when you have a situation like this. And this has happened at times over the years. It happened years ago with John Cena, as a matter of fact. The year that he ended up wrestling The Undertaker at WrestleMania, right? Remember Undertaker? He didn't show up. John Cena went to WrestleMania as a fan that year, sit in the crowd, until he finally came out and had his, whatever it was, 3-minute match with The Undertaker. Kevin Owens a few years ago, with Stone Cold Steve Austin, who never appeared on the show, but for a pre-tape, I think, that he sent in. But he had to carry it, the whole Kevin Owens segment thing. Like, there are situations like WWE Championship match. And I feel like there's only so many things that Cody can go out there and talk about. Only so many things he can go out there and do to keep the interest level up for this. And he's doing as good of a job as you can possibly ask him to do. But there are limitations to what this man can do. And so here we sit now heading into WrestleMania. We don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. We don't know if John Cena's going to win. We don't know if he's going to lose. We don't know if he's still going to be a heel after WrestleMania. We don't know if he may go on and have a great run for the next 4 or 5 months. We still don't know. The Rock going to be there, right? Still a lot of questions. But I can sit here at this point and tell you that now that we're a week out, a lot of the things that I was hoping we might see with John Cena as a heel, we've got none of it. And at least up to this point, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that this is not the end of the heel turn. We're going to get to see more of him, and they're going to come up with some really fun stuff. Right? I want to believe this is his last year. This is his last shot to give us something as a heel, like to really give us a heel run that we haven't gotten in 20 years. So I so want to believe that it's not going to be something that they give up on and, okay, it's time to switch him back and move to the redemption arc in 2 months. I so want to believe that. But up until this point, I will tell you that this has been a massive disappointment. But God bless Cody. He's doing the best that he can do. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, they had their train wreck of a segment on the show last week. And I said, please, for the love of God, if there's one request that I have, do not put a microphone in their hands again. Between now and WrestleMania, we do not need to see a microphone in their hands and them going back and forth. In fact, they should be kept as far apart as possible. Well, they were not kept far apart, but at least they were kept apart in terms of cutting promos on each other. We did not get that tonight. We got a little bit of a follow-up involving them. It wasn't anything terribly, but I still feel the same way I felt last week, which is that I just want to get to the match at this point. I really don't think there's much else that can be done between now and then to, really keep this thing up to any sort of great degree. Let's just get to the match and see how it goes. I actually am very curious to see how this match is going to go at WrestleMania between these. We have a new number 1 contender set for the women's tag team titles. We have a gauntlet match tonight. I'm going to tell you who that is. Ray Phoenix had his second match on Smackdown.
We have all prayed for the day. I have prayed for the day.
And
We have all prayed for the day. You didn't even tell us.
I have news for you later on here in the review. I'm going to share with you.
I have prayed for the day. We all prayed for the day. It's not meant to take it serious. The whole concept made for comedy. It's almost time to thank God on the true way. Big of anything you fuck about it, but he allowed it. He allowed it on TV. He thought this was funny.
I may as well go over it right now.
It's not funny
We now
entertainment.
know who the inductors are going to be for the WWE Hall of Fame inductees here for the class of 2025. I will put them up on your screen right now. And as you can see, Triple H, no surprise here, going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame by his best friend, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. So we'll have a little DX induction there. Michelle McCool, going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame by her husband, The Undertaker. And this is unfortunate. And I say unfortunate, look, he's awesome. And he's actually helping Lex Luger right now. They're working together. He's trying to help Lex, not just stand up for longer periods of time, but actually walk. And he's doing great work. And he's been a great friend. But it appears that the hope that Lex had of having his best friend Sting induct him into the Hall of Fame is dead. And so it will be Diamond Dallas Page doing the induction for Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. My impression is that Sting never even went to Tony Khan to ask him. I'm not even sure Sting bothered asking him if he would be able to induct his friend into the Hall of Fame. But now we know it's not going to happen. And I was kind of hoping maybe Shamrock would do it. Shamrock would get him involved. And Shamrock was actually a part of that match. But it will be CM Punk, which is a fine choice. Now, you'll notice here from this graphic, what they did not announce, unless The Undertaker is doing it as well. This graphic, the way it's written here, is a little weird. but they have not listed anybody to induct the natural disasters. So as of this moment, earthquake and typhoon, they have no inductor listed. I am wondering if it might be Cody Rhodes. For those who don't know, Cody is the nephew of Typhoon, Uncle Fred, as he called it. Get formal inductions like everybody else does. Sure, is your uncle. People make fun of the Shockmaster, but I mean, let's be honest here. York, I will be parked here with all of you. I have the best moveset. I do have the best moveset. So we're getting ready for a big week next week, and I do appreciate all the support. Oh, yeah, there is a new Charlotte Flair, $32 super chat. I have the best moveset. Forgot to mention.
Since I was 10 years old.
All right, let's get into this show here because Smackdown opened with the general manager Nick Aldis. And he was in the ring to introduce Randy Orton down to the ring. This was after he got dropped by an RKO out of nowhere last week. So Orton said he could tell by the look in all that Aldis ditches the suit and gets back in the ring for one night. So already, right here, right off the bat, they were teasing him. And that's what made me think, okay, maybe this really isn't going to happen. Because they just came right out with it. He just planted the idea. He wasn't subtle about it at all. He goes, well, why don't you just take off the suit? Why don't you get in the ring with me at WrestleMania? Now, maybe they're just doing that to throw up. Zombies in the game.
Now let's see what JD from New York had to say.
On this show, I just don't care. You know, we're 1 week away. This was the go home to the go home show. We're 1 week away from WrestleMania. And I know last year going into WrestleMania the last 2 weeks, I mean, we were getting rock concerts and we were getting this just sheer excitement about what was happening leading into Philadelphia. And WWE's got to bend the knee to John Cena and his movie schedule. And he can't make Friday Night Smackdown to stand face to face with Cody Rhodes or do something, an angle, or build more of a story on Friday Night Smackdown before WrestleMania. So we as fans are subjected to Cody playing with his toys, really. He brought out every era's WWE championship. And he went over how important each one of them were. And mentioned a legacy superstar that went with each. One of which was the John Cena spinner belt, which was the championship of that particular era. The championship that John Cena has made part of this storyline where he was going to ruin professional wrestling. I just wish that he was there or on the show to really nail that one particular statement home. It wasn't on tonight's show, and that's why I put in the thumbnail, which is only a temporary thumbnail, for tonight's stream. Cody tonight played Batman without his Joker. That's exactly what it was. Cody was tasked on taking us from the last segment that we got on into the next week, where we will see John Cena next week in Las Vegas, of course, because it is WrestleMania weekend. But in Seattle, tonight, he couldn't be bothered to show up. So Cody, what I thought he did tonight, I thought it was admirable. I thought it was a solid run. Cody is a great storyteller, and I'm very much looking forward to the story that they tell next Sunday. I just can't wait for it to be over. And I can't wait to get into WrestleMania, walk out of WrestleMania, and begin the road after WrestleMania. Can't wait to get there. 'Cause I'm not feeling much of anything, especially on Friday. Randy Orton. That was the big question mark coming into tonight's show. What is the follow-up to Randy Orton after he delivered the RKO to Nick Aldis? People ran with speculation online that it would be Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis at WrestleMania 41 because Orton doesn't have anybody else, anybody better. Who better than Nick Aldis? I thought we were going to get some answers going into tonight's show. I feel like we didn't really get much of anything in regard to Randy Orton. They certainly teased a Randy Orton-Nick Aldis match, or at least Orton did. WWE certainly teased their WrestleMania match. One in particular that I don't want to see. I know you guys feel the same way. But coming out of this show, Randy Orton still does not have a WrestleMania match. Now, I gave you a list of ideas for Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Nick Aldis was one of them. Solo Sikoa was not one of them. Malachi Black was one of them. Or Aleister Black. We've been calling him Malachi for about 4 years now. Aleister Black. I don't really know where else he would fit in on the WrestleMania card. But just by first glance about what we were given tonight, if the idea is to do Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa, I would rather Randy Orton miss WrestleMania completely. And I'm a big Randy Orton guy. I would rather them not even bother. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants to see it.
Because no one cares about Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa is a loser. No one takes him seriously.
Solo Sikoa certainly this year, from what he has done, does not deserve a WrestleMania match. Unless you give Orton a big-time WrestleMania match, or could come up with something big-time for him in the next 7 days, I don't really care to see Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa. So you guys can keep that on the back burner. Way on the back burner. Nobody wants to see that. If you want to do Nick Aldis, I'll take it. It's only going to mean a Randy Orton victory anyway. And it gives Nick Aldis some time to shine away from the GM role that they have been doing. 36-year-old Nick Aldis, who is very much not retired. I would take it, seeing that the circumstances are the circumstances, with Kevin Owens not being able to wrestle. I'm not asking for a long-term, drawn-out, elaborate lead the charge. They enter as the first team, and they enter winning the entire tournament, outlasting 5 other teams in the women's tag team division, if you even want to call it that. Lyra and Bayley got their WrestleMania moment, and they are getting a shot at Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So, the Judgment Day. Get on the WrestleMania card via the ladies. On top.
Honestly, I don't really count. I don't really call them the Judgment Day. I don't think Liv and Raquel don't really fit Judgment Day no more. I don't really count that. I don't think they have the Judgment Day theme song. They don't.
Dominic and Finn Balor getting their WrestleMania match for the IC title. Judgment Day is going to be busy for Carlito. But Lyra and Bayley are the new #1 contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships. I mean, I don't. I mean, I genuinely, this is what really sets me and everybody else apart, man. You can sit there and do a reaction on Twitch or upload some fake reaction on TikTok or whatever the case may be. I genuinely don't know how one could fake a genuine reaction to this. I don't know why they would. I know why they are going to do that. I don't know why you put yourself in that embarrassing situation. Division is fucking worthless. I don't really understand why this is the best that they've decided on. I genuinely wonder what the real WrestleMania 41 card would look like if all the pieces fell into the way WWE wanted them to. Where is Becky? Where is Alexa? Where is Nikki Cross? Where's Alexa's finality with the Wyatt Six? I know a lot of people are like, well, where's Alexa? Where's Nikki Cross? Why isn't Alexa with the Wyatt Six? Why aren't they challenging to the tag team championships? Beats the fuck out of me. Was The Rock supposed to wrestle? Was he supposed to wrestle Roman? Was he supposed to wrestle Cody? It felt that way. Was it supposed to be Punk and Rollins? What about Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns? I genuinely don't think that this WrestleMania card was the one that they planned since October. I do think things happened and things got fucked up. I just don't know how anybody could genuinely give a shit about half the fucking matches that are going to take place next week.
I know, right?
Not that I think it's going to be a bad show. Looking at it on paper, it really looks like a fucking Saudi show in front of 60,000 people in Las Vegas. I'm not moved. I genuinely am not moved. And I doubt anybody else is, but they'll fake it for a fucking reaction.
Me too. I'm not sold on this build either.
Smackdown is not moving. It is not compelling. It is not exciting. It is not good television, especially at 3 hours.
Exactly. I can't wait until they go back to 2 hours. 3 hours is not enough. It's way too long. Everything is just filler on this show.
They take such a simplistic approach on Friday Night Smackdown that it bores me to fucking tears, and I would rather be doing anything else than watching wrestling on Friday night. I said this about AEW on Wednesday, man. Fuck with me a little bit. Give me something to actually think about. Give me something to sink my teeth into. It genuinely feels that WWE, they feel like they're on top of the mountain, and no matter the product that they put out there, people are going to eat it up because of WWE, and they can't be worse than AEW. Look at how many people we're fitting into Legion Stadium. We got 50,000 people for each night. Meanwhile, it costs a fucking open heart surgery to go to WrestleMania this season, to sit in the fucking nosebleeds.
Now I have people
It's
now
not
I
good
have
television.
people that live with cancer. I have
not.
people that live with cancer. I have
I
people
am
that
not moved. The only thing I'm moved by is CM Punk. That's it. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins. You got me on board 3 weeks ago with Jey Uso and Gunther. The Royal Rumble happened in February. And you're just now getting me moved. You're moving me as of 3 weeks ago. Cody Rhodes and John Cena. I have been moved. I enjoyed both men and their work. But if you want me to compare Cody's road into this year's WrestleMania, comparing it to last year's WrestleMania, I am not moved. I'm not. I don't know what they have planned next week. I don't know what they have as far as an ace in the hole or an ace up their sleeve. But something's got to fucking happen, man. Something's got to happen. You got to fuck with me. You got to fuck with the fans a little bit, man. You got to give us something substantial.
It's gonna take more than
To
just
sink
3
our
or 4
teeth into,
hours.
man. Get us talking
You ain't
from
gonna
night
beat
1
me
going
like you
into
beat
night 2
Roman
and then night
Reigns
2 going into Monday
or
Night Raw.
anyone
You
else
got
in the company. Think about when you lost to The Rock. We think that
I
happened.
can't come on here and fake excitement. I can't come on here and give you guys anything but how I'm genuinely feeling. If I did the opposite, you'd see right through me. I cannot sit here and fake excitement. I am not moved. I am not burned out. I am not a miserable fuck. I am not moved by anything that is happening right now in both companies. Never mind WWE. In both companies. Which is why I don't understand people glazing these multi-billionaires and then not doing any wrong. The show's boring. There's nothing compelling. I get it. Not every show needs to be a fucking compelling masterpiece like you're fucking trying to win an Academy Award. But Jesus Christ, man, give me something. Something. I got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing but feeling empty after watching 3 hours of a nothing show.
Exactly.
Can't wait for WrestleMania season to be over. Can't wait for it to be over. Last year, I couldn't get enough of it. This year, I can't wait for it to be over. Let's get through it. Let's get into Vegas. Let's get out of Vegas and start the road to WrestleMania 42 fresh. Whatever happens on the Raw after Mania, I'm not even giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not even having that much hope in the Raw after Mania because of the way we've been given this WrestleMania season. Why get excited about that when they haven't given you much of anything on this WrestleMania road?
Exactly. I'm sure it's going to be a good WrestleMania, but now we're going to go back to the same one. The shows, a shit Raw, a shit Smackdown, nothing interesting, just filler garbage, and the same old shit. And that's the major problem. And Raw after Mania, it wasn't that good. I mean, it was a lot better than what Vince McMahon did, but last year wasn't that good. Minus the 7 with The Rock and Cody Rhodes. I mean, Cena came back, and what else happened on the show? There was no big return or debut besides John Cena and The Rock. There was nothing else. I mean, besides Watson and Dragunov, and that was it.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Smackdown tonight. There were a couple of things I enjoyed about tonight's show. We will definitely get into those. We will talk Friday Night Smackdown here tonight on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for joining me here on your Friday nights.
All right.
Smackdown KO'd Nick Aldis right on Smackdown, and he paid a $50,000 fine. And they brought that back. They cycled back. And they made mention of that little caveat. Orton paid double. He fined, Nick Aldis did, fined Randy Orton $50,000, but Orton gave him $100,000. And Nick Aldis is supposed to the extra $50,000 because I'm paying that one now because you're going to have probably somewhere in the future another one to look forward to. They did a nice callback to the statement that Randy Orton gave about a year and a half ago for Nick Aldis. Oh my goodness, man, we got a nice $50 super chat here by the one and only. Thank you for being here. Thank you. My goodness. Oh my fucking goodness. This guy. Oh! Thank you, Tanahashi, and I love Solo Sikoa's music hits, and the entire fucking segment goes from a high to a very serious low. Not that I have a problem with Solo. I think Solo last year did some great work. I thought he was a great leader for what they asked him to be in the Bloodline 2.0. This year, it's just not that desirable to see Solo Sikoa in anything meaningful right now. We're waiting on Solo and Jacob Fatu. We don't need to see Solo already. Solo Sikoa comes out. He walks out with Tama Tonga. No Jacob Fatu. Told all this to get out of the ring. Solo said nobody wanted to hear Orton cry. He said nobody cares if Orton has a WrestleMania match, and it's all over for Randy Orton. It's all over for him because he's the past. Solo said Jacob Fatu will walk out of Mania as the new United States champion, while Orton will be sitting at home all night to grab a microphone and said again. You know, I get a lot of people there are a pocket of fans on social media that are big advocates for Solo Sikoa. I have no problem with Solo Sikoa. I have a problem with the way Solo Sikoa has been booked in 2025. If you think that Solo Sikoa and the way he has been booked in 2025 deserves a WrestleMania match, then you are absolutely out of your mind. Nobody wants to see Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. Nobody wants to see him wrestle at WrestleMania. And nobody wants to see him in a ring with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. That's just the facts. Randy Orton does not deserve a WrestleMania match with Solo Sikoa. If that is the best you have for Randy Orton, then I would prefer Randy Orton be left off the card and we just go into Vegas with what we have already been given. You only have two options here for Randy Orton. Three options. One, keep him off the card. Two, Nick Aldis. Three, Aleister Black. Now, Aleister Black is the fan favorite in the IWC. But one thing comes with that match being made potentially, as far as an open challenge, or anybody for that matter, in an open challenge, they more than likely will be losing. So Malachi or Aleister might not be the best choice because you don't really want to reintroduce him, even though you get the big WrestleMania reemergence. You don't want to reintroduce him to the audience and then have him in his first match back lose the ring. Unless there's a long-term storyline there, I don't know if that is the best move to make. Then on the other hand, you got Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis and Randy Orton have a little bit of history. Nick Aldis and Randy Orton have had this back and forth, whether it's Orton and Aldis and their problems or the bloodline problems. Aldis has seen it all. This could be a great way to get Nick Aldis back into a WWE ring and get him out of the GM role. I'm not asking for some long, drawn-out, elaborate Academy Award-winning storyline. We get the consequences of what happened with Kevin Owens. He can't wrestle. The match was already made. He came out and said, I need neck surgery. There's nothing we can do about it. Nobody's really anticipating some elaborate story for Randy Orton. We're just asking something that is going to get us excited. Is this exciting? Is Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa exciting? Is Randy Orton and Nick Aldis exciting? Is Randy Orton and Aleister Black exciting? Sure. But that last one comes with a slight problem that I just mentioned. I don't know if WWE is going to put Randy Orton on the card. He may be short of a lot. This might not be easier to get a WrestleMania match, but he certainly has St. Louis and Backlash to look forward to because, by my calculations, it looks like Randy Orton will probably be in the WWE Championship match, being that he's already called for number 15 at Backlash, whether that's against Cody Rhodes or John Cena. I would rather just leave him off the card if the best that you have creatively is Solo Sikoa. No disrespect to the Bloodline fan base online and the fucking sea of Bloodline fanatics on social media. Your guy is not a WrestleMania caliber talent this year. So, Women's Tag Team Championship. This was a gauntlet match. I am not a big fan of gauntlet matches, especially this one. I felt like every fucking match that we got, quote unquote match, had a commercial break. How could I get invested in a 16 gauntlet match if every match has a commercial break thrown in? Now you look at the teams in this gauntlet match, and not many of them made sense. We had Bayley and Lyra start us off against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. This match went 3 minutes. Gee, I wonder who won that match. Baszler suplexed Lyra. Zoe came off the top rope with the neck breaker. Baszler set Lyra up, and Lyra rolled onto Baszler and advanced for her and Bayley to the next match in this gauntlet match. So she rolled Baszler up and got the 1, 2,
90
3.
seconds.
Thanks for coming, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. After that, we got Bayley and Lyra versus Natalya and Maxine Dupree. Now, I guess you could call Shayna and Zoe a tag team, being that they were Pure Fusion, Bed Bath and Beyond. I can't wait to fall asleep collective. I guess they're a tag team. I don't have Sonya Deville anymore, so I guess it is what it is. You know who's not a tag team? Natalya and Maxine Dupree. This went 2 minutes. Wow, man, some thrilling action here on Friday Night Smackdown. So, Maxine did her worm elbow drop, which looked awful tonight. It looked awful. She did the worm, Bayley kicked out. Maxine then went for a sharpshooter on Bayley. And like the consummate professional that Bayley is, rolled Maxine up while she was trying to apply the sharpshooter. So, Natalya was in there for what, 60 seconds? Natalya watched on the apron as Maxine got rolled up because Maxine wanted to make Natalya proud by using Natalya's own move. And by using Natalya's own move, she got beat. In a small package. 1, 2, 3. Out next is Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. This went 2 minutes. Wow, man. Yeah, I thought this was a gauntlet match. I thought you had to go in and survive. It was almost like they were doing a speed run in a video game. How could I finish this match as quickly as possible? I guess looking at how fucking depleted this division is, it might not have been such a bad thing. The only legit team in this entire gauntlet match is Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. That's it. Zoe and Shayna are not a tag team. They're just they're two singles wrestlers paired together because there's nothing else for them to do. They were a part of a faction, and their leader is no longer there. Maxine and Natalya are not a tag team. Two random wrestlers on the roster paired together because they need bodies in this gauntlet match. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance are the only legit tag team and have been doing it for 5 years. That's it. Carter and Chance at the keg stand. Lyra kicked out. Carter landed a corkscrew dive, which looked great. That was onto Bayley. That was outside. Delivered the Nightwing on Katana Chance, and that was enough to advance. So Lyra and Bayley are rolling on here. So we got Lyra and Bayley beating Shayna and Zoe in 3 minutes. They beat Maxine and Natalya in 2 minutes, and they beat Katana and Kaden in 2 minutes. By my math, that is 7 minutes of in-ring action between 3 tag team matches. If you think that is what the tag team division needs, then you might as well just burn the fucking titles.
Exactly.
I don't know why we are even giving them a spotlight.
I know why.
If this is the best that you have in the tag team division. Bayley and Lyra, they move on, and out comes the next team. The next team is Beef Bad and Meechin. Oh, wow! Another 2 women who are not a tag team. Wow! And the crowd goes mild. Did anybody care about Beef Bad and Meechin?
I didn't.
Did anybody care about them? No. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Meechin dropkicked Lyra. Hit a splash on her to follow while she was on the outside. Meanwhile, on the inside, Bayley hit a roast plant on Beef Bad for the 1, 2, 3. And out team. This one went 10 minutes. I don't know why this wasn't the match to begin with. You might as well just have saved us all this time and given this match and these 4 women maybe 15 minutes of television time to tell a proper story. Bailey and Lyra versus Piper Niven and Alba Fire. The secret Purvis. Gotta be a road dog. Gotta be a road dog idea. The secret Purvis. So we'll pick it up towards the end here. Lyra ultimately gets a hot tag. Bailey was being beaten down because she was so sick. She was so sick after wrestling too many matches. She gets the hot tag. Lyra landed a drop. Bailey tags in, hits a beautiful flying elbow drop. Piper Niven kicked out at 1. Didn't even bother waiting for it to. She just powered out of it. Piper followed that with a side. We had Alba Fire come off the top rope with some on Alba. Piper Niven landed a headbutt. Who their WrestleMania opponents would ultimately be. This entire gauntlet match was a waste of time. I don't really understand why WWE did what they did tonight. I just they should be maximizing this. This is the way that I look at it. You may look at it differently because some people out there, they want everybody on the show to say, getting everybody on the show. The more opportunities we have, it's a 3-hour show. Let's get everybody on the fucking show. That's not the way that I operate. I'm sorry. It's not the way that I think.
Me
It's not
neither.
the way that I personally would do this.
Me neither. I don't like it either.
There are ways to make it better. This is shit.
Exactly.
If you enjoyed this, God bless you. I don't know how B-Fab or Michin or Kaden Carter and Katana Chance and Maxine Dupree and fucking Natalia are getting over here. They were barely in the ring. And most of what you saw tonight had a fucking commercial break. WWE, if they wanted this to be serious, they would have just done Piper Niven and Alba Fire against Bailey and Lyra. That's it. That's it. I don't know why you didn't give those 4 women 15 minutes or so to do a great match and have it be a little bit more special, a little bit more impactful, a little bit more important. To crown #1 contenders, if you wanted to do that so badly, crown #1 contenders for Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know what these other teams have to do with each other. They're not even tag teams. They're not even tag teams. You should. I mean, if you were asking me personally what I would do, honestly, I'd burn the fucking titles. The tag team titles are absolutely fucking irrelevant. Irrelevant. We got rid of them in NXT. It's time to get rid of them on the main roster. You have 2 secondary women's championships for all these women to go out and fight for. They're fighting over the tag team championships. They're nothing more than props for Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to carry around so they can feel important. Liv doesn't need a championship to feel important. She's had a career year and a half. She don't need a title. She don't. Maximize your minutes. All you needed was the last match, and we would have been good to go. Give them 15, 20 to go tell a story, and you're good to go. #1 contenders, boom. Bailey and Lyra. Everybody else. What did you do? Teams to solid fucking team right there. I'm glad Alba has a second lease on life after Isla Dawn got fired. Because everybody thought Alba Fire was going to go the way of Isla Dawn, and she would be on her way out the door too. She looked great. You know who also looked great? Lyra and Bailey. I don't know what had happened. When they called Lyra up, they had these plans. When they called Lyra up, they had a vision for her to be the second coming of Becky Lynch. They crowned her the new Intercontinental Champion, the inaugural Intercontinental Champion. She has not gotten over since. They haven't done anything with her. They haven't really let her show who she is. All anybody knows of her is that she's Bird Girl. They come out and do woo to her teams. That's it. But that match on Monday, I don't know if that was a turning point or not. I hope it is. I don't know if that is a turning point or not for Lyra, but that was a very good television match. Lyra beat Bayley. The scrappy, come from behind, underdog baby face, who gets over by fucking gritting her teeth and working her rats off. That's what the Intercontinental title is for. That's what it's all about. Crowd got behind her. That resonated going into tonight. That translated coming into Seattle. Lyra and Bayley were very open. I don't know if it had anything to do with the gauntlet match and then winning and winning and winning and winning and then getting to the final team and having this fresh
He saw the 7
hyper
minutes.
given and how the fire out there and they were the underdogs and they wanted to see them go all the way. I don't know if the whole structure of the gauntlet match had anything to do with fan reception tonight, but Lyra looked great. Bayley looked great. I thought they wrestled incredibly well today. I hope it's a turning point for Lyra because Lyra is fucking so incredibly underused and underutilized. She's very good. I don't know who she is, what she's about. She's like a cartoon character. She don't really act like a human being. I want to see who she is. What we're seeing is a very good pro wrestler. Let's hear from her and get some personality behind her. Working with Bayley is not a bad thing. And WWE's got something brewing here. They got something in the pipeline they definitely want to experiment. The more Lyra gets over, the more I can see Bayley hits her. The more Lyra gets over, see Bayley going back, turning on Lyra, and that would also further enhance Lyra Valkyria as a babyface. If you get Bayley as a heel, I think Bayley's best work was as a heel. Imagine Bayley going back and being a heel. We all know she needs something to change. She is very plain and boring. There's nothing there. She's just Bayley. She just exists. She's trying to find a reason. She's trying to find a reason to belong. Women's Championship with Nia, Royal Rumble failed, Elimination Chamber. And now she's in a tag team with Lyra. She got in. She's at WrestleMania. But I do think WWE's got something cooking there if they certainly want to get into the kitchen and fire up those grills.
Made
But
on
maybe we can
WrestleMania.
turn on Lyra
I
to
don't
do
think that
much more
happened,
for
but
Lyra than people are realizing. That's what it's all about. I thought what they did was great as a tag team. I thought the last 10 minutes of this was really fun. We didn't need a gauntlet match. You just should give those women 20 minutes and have them go out there and tear the house down. That's all you need to do. Maximize your minutes. You ain't getting B-Fab over in 90 seconds in a fucking gauntlet match where they come out and their entrance lasts longer than the in-ring action. It ain't happening. Joe Tessitore.
what the fuck?
We focused on the commentary team. Joe Tess explained how Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton have been disciplined due to what happened last week. Management told Charlotte to stay at home this week. I was throwing a mini party at my living room. The less of Charlotte we need to be subjected to. Nuts.com is a smacking utopia. We have supplier relationships from all over the world. I actually don't speak.
Did he put on the fucking glasses and the mustache and sneak back into Gorilla? Take a plastic bag like John Moxley and put it over Triple H's head or Rhodes' head, drag him away, sit in his seat? I mean, what are we doing here? This is what I mean when I say that people don't get over. The women in this division don't get over. Unless your name is Charlotte Flair or Tiffany Stratton. Or Rhea Ripley.
Or Becky Lynch or Bianca Belair.
Right? The very kind of tippy top of the women in this division, like nobody gets over. When you see stuff like this and you wonder how is it that this women's division is in the shape that it's in, it's not really any wonder. All you have to do is look at a segment like this. This sucked. And you know who I feel sorry for? You know, I feel bad for. I feel bad for Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. That this is the best that they can come up with for these two women. Zelina Vega goes out there every week. And she goes out there to fucking crickets. Nobody cares. And I can't even put all the blame on her. She is doing the best that she can with what she is given. How is she supposed to get over when she's involved in segments, when she's on the show, when she's involved in segments like this? So now she'll get a championship match against Chelsea Green that might be marginally better than this. Maybe get a little bit more time. She'll lose. And then she'll go back to the line. She'll go back to catering. And nobody will give a shit. Or they'll say, well, she's not that over. So, you know, she had her shot and now it's in the back of the line. When you see some of these segments and the way they're used on TV, is it any wonder why some of these women are not over? Why some of these women, when they walk out there, whether it's a Zelina Vega or a Muchin or a Fab, they go out there and nobody cares. Like, this is supposed to be the time where you give people a reason to care and really try to build up some of these women. And then, you know, hopefully over time, they'll be able to get over. And look, it's almost like a baseball player, right? You have so many players in AAA, you have in minor leagues. Not all of them are going to go on to be productive players at a major league level. Not all of them are going to go on to make fucking $800 million a year like Juan Soto. Right? You're lucky if you get a small handful that go on to have that kind of success. But at least give them a shot. These women have no chance with booking like this. Zelina Vega has no chance with booking like this. None. I couldn't believe what I was seeing here. I mean, forget the awkwardness of the finish. Just a minute to do that. And she runs off like, I won. And then she goes to the back and I'm like, you won nothing. You won nothing. Not to mention the fact that this just felt like a colossal waste of time. This is just terrible television. We're a week away from WrestleMania, by the way. We got this segment on Smackdown 8 days before WrestleMania. Chelsea will be fine, though, because she's the funny one. So she'll always be able to get TV time. Zelina and people like that at that level, they don't stand a chance. If this is the best they can come up with for them, they're fucked. They have no chance. Now, I'll tell you one woman who's actually doing very good work right now. And it was very brief. We had a video package. They each had a chance to talk. But this was very good. And that's Naomi. Naomi turned heel recently. Naomi is being given a chance to go out there and be heel for the first time in 10 years. And so far, she's clearly putting her all into it and trying to make something out of it. She called Jade Cargill a snake. And then she laughed.
I'm Christy Nolan, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border and putting America first. Now,
WWE not having anything to do with Priest because they just moved him from Raw to SmackDown. This is WWE not really giving Priest much of anything after the move, and they were stuck without a spot for one of their bigger names in the last 12 months. Because they moved him from Raw to SmackDown. They did the same thing with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre basically had to leave Monday Night Raw because I don't know if he remained on Raw, how he could remain on the same brand as CM Punk and them not continue to go at each other's throat. WWE Creative moved Priest and McIntyre over to SmackDown with no real solid plans. No. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, he was something to love. I've said this for weeks. Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns is probably the most quintessential WrestleMania match for both guys. the one that made the most sense. If you were not going to do Roman and Rock, it absolutely should have been Roman and Drew. That was the vision. That was the thing that made the most sense. I don't know what went wrong. Was Rock supposed to wrestle Roman? Was Rock supposed to wrestle Cody? Was either of those matches supposed to happen? I don't know. We may never know. But there's absolutely no excuse for WWE to not even think about Roman and Drew McIntyre wrestling. Because that was, if you really want something that made the most sense going into Mania, it was probably that match. Somehow we got Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. The move from Raw to Smackdown did not benefit both guys this WrestleMania season, and they ended up getting stuck together because there was nothing else for either guy to do, and no direction for either guy to go.
Exactly.
Because at that point, WWE had already had visions of Cody and Cena, and they already had visions of Roman and Punk and Rhodes. When you eliminate those two fucking scenarios, you're left with nothing but Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Didn't really end up good for either guy, so they got stuck together with the premise of, sorry guys, there's nothing else for you but each other. It's basically what happened. Long-term booking? No. Can't call it long-term booking when Priest won the championship from McIntyre at WrestleMania, and they go through April, May, June, and July with scenario after scenario after scenario after scenario happening because CM Punk wanted to get revenge on Drew McIntyre. They went from April to July, and then they did SummerSlam, and McIntyre forgot about Priest and then focused all of his problems on CM Punk. And they didn't revisit Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest until literally this year at the Royal Rumble. August, September, October, November, December, January. It took 6 months off in between. And now you are pairing these two guys together because of this. I appreciate you trying to make sense of putting these two random guys together in a match, trying to make sense of it at WrestleMania, but to call it long-term booking, no, that's not long-term booking. That's not long-term booking. Long-term booking involves one guy and another guy, and it takes you through a fucking whole consecutive months of television. Can't call it long-term booking when April, May, June, July happens, and then you opt to take 6 months off. Because you want McIntyre to go on and do something infinitely more important with CM Punk. Now, with that said, they have done a very good job of building intensity and hatred and animosity between each other. McIntyre is one of the best talents that they have. Damian Priest has made himself into a main event guy. Coming out of last year's Mania, coming into this year's Mania, he's still a main event guy. He's had some banger matches, one of which was against Drew McIntyre. If you guys want a sleeper match at this year's Mania, you may be looking at it. Now you add a Sin City street fight stipulation to it, you'll be looking at a banger. Priest is good. Very good at what he does. Drew McIntyre is excellent. We know the body of work that he's done. Don't doubt either one of these guys. I know it may not be what we want. It may not be as exciting as McIntyre and Roman or Priest going on and wrestling someone else, Thought 2 or someone else. I don't know. LA Knight, Randy Orton. I don't know. But don't doubt Drew McIntyre. Every time he gets a microphone in his hand and every time he steps into the ring, he is fucking great at what he does. And he makes you want to see him. He puts everything into what he's doing. Priest is the same way. DIY. And pretty definitely they were watching footage from DIY's match like, I'm too dumb. What's your plan?
Alright. Let's see what Nick has.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It's your girl, South State.
Biggest thing actually this week that continues to go is how much of a 180 there's been in the Charlotte Flair and Tim and Stratton anticipation. I now feel like that's like a top 3 match in the entire card, both nights included. And that a jab is an option.
So we got started off with a big beat. So as we all know, unfortunately, Kevin Owens is out. He's injured, neck injury. And so this left Randy Orton with no opponents. Like there is nobody there for him to take until Solo Sikoa came out and they ended up having this confrontation that led to a fight that led to LA Knight coming out to help out Randy, who was being attacked by Tonga as well as Solo Sikoa. And so this ended up being a tag team match that closed out the show in the main event of the night. But here's the thing though, it is looking like it's going to be Solo Sikoa versus Randy Orton, because when we were throwing out predictions about who it might be, I don't think anybody threw out Solo's name to face Randy at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it feels like a Smackdown match. I would say, if you're making the case, like Solo Sikoa hasn't done enough in the year between WrestleMania to this WrestleMania to have earned a spot on the WrestleMania card as far as his importance as a character in that time frame in between. So I don't know if it's rewarding for that or just let's say he's the best available person who can feel like a threat that they're not they don't have other plans for, or I thought I think I suggested Sami Zayn would get hurt again, so maybe they didn't want to disrupt whatever is going on there. So yeah, Sheamus I think volunteered online. That was another guy that mentioned, but it's hard for me to be too critical about something like that because it was completely unplanned. Right? Like they had built to Kevin Owens and Randy for a long time. Like they built to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens apologized for Randy Orton. I feel like it's Thanksgiving or something. That has been a long time, so it really had a lot of planning into that. So for Kevin Owens to unfortunately have the injury he did, I'm not going to shake my fist about them not having the perfect backup plan in place for something that they had.
Right, I agree with you on that too, because it's one of those situations where you can't be like, oh shit, like this is what we're doing. I know it's not you're not gonna be all crazy about matches after they end up making. I know that. And like I said, the crowd will go wild, right? It's not really a big WrestleMania matchup. But again, it's one of those situations where something bad happened. Kevin Owens is out, and now this is where we're left with. I do think Robin, the scenario that you painted out where they made you felt like he was the best person to put in this spot, that's more so of what it feels like, which is crazy to me because if not, he wasn't even going to be, if this is an actually game, he wasn't even going to be on WrestleMania, which should kind of tell you a whole lot in the year that Solo Sikoa had, to going from the actual year that you have to not being on the WrestleMania card. That's pretty, that really says a lot. That says more than anything else. And I think that, yes, Solo Sikoa, they had plans for him throughout the year, but now it's just, I think they're seeing that certain things were either not working or they were waiting until they could fully play out Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, because that seems like the next logical step for him. So who knows? This was a blessing in disguise, specifically for Solo Sikoa, because this may be his WrestleMania match right here. And like Randy mentioned, Robin, this is his 20th WrestleMania match. That's a big deal, okay? He's top 3 when it comes to the most WrestleMania matches. Undertaker at 27, Triple H at 23, and then Randy right now at 19, about to hit 20th in a couple of years. If he keeps going, he's going to pass Triple H, and if he keeps going even more, he may surpass the Undertaker.
27 is a wild amount of WrestleMania.
It can happen though, depending on how long Randy decides to stay active for. It can happen.
He's actually had more pay-per-views and more WrestleManias. He's actually third all time. He's the Undertaker and Triple H that have more matches. With that
seem like that is going to be the next step for Randy. And especially like you said, with there hasn't really been that much head gone on. Randy was gone for a long time without out there. He was out forever, and so losing him back, there's only been a couple of big memories for him, big moments. Nothing too crazy. So I think he needs to definitely get back to that. You have said it earlier. Super chat says, not gonna lie, Smackdown was kind of went good. I'm just glad that this 3 hour show flew by. That's all I can ask for these days. I really cannot complain when a 3 hour show fly by. Thank you, Kevin. We got Shelby Jack in here who says the Dumb Challenge is pulling some board up for ESPN. Like that. After that, we got Jason Tatum who says, we're excited for night 1 and night 2. I feel like the entire card laid out in terms of which matches are going to be where.
Night one. Night one.
Oh,
When
yeah.
they showed it on the broadcast, like night two had like banger ass matches. It's got obviously John Cena, and then it had the triple threat, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. With the depth of night one, you got the same Uso Luther matches. I'm interested to see how they do that on night one. You got Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, right now, I missed this last night when they showed it
Yeah,
on
they did a whole family on the broadcast and everything. They had
TV right now. I missed that.
Naomi and Jake Martin on night one.
Oh, that's what they were doing. I thought they were just running down the card.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, they're
They didn't really between like night 1 and night 2. I'm like, the card, sell the card.
no, lots of best matches here on.
All right, let me pull it up right here because I got it right here. All right, so night 1, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, Luther, Jey Uso, Jade Cargill, Naomi, the War Raiders versus the New Day, Allie Knight versus Jacob Fatu, Rey Mysterio versus Alejandro Americano, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Night 2, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, AJ Styles, Logan Paul, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra, Rob Breaker, Penta, and Balor, Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. Oh yeah. Night 1 is looking a little bit stronger just in terms of all of the matches, whereas night 2 is just a couple of there's 4 matches that I'm really looking forward to on night 2.
Give it depth to me, night one. You know, all of a sudden Charlotte and Naomi feels like it's on the level of the triple threat in this match, so that could be a wash. And then I'm honestly looking forward to the main event in the triple threat for the guys more than Cody and Cena had good. Don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to that. But if I had to pick, if I could only watch one, I would pick Roman, Seth, and Punk. So beyond that, I'm really interested in Naomi and Jade Cargill and how that plays out. I'm really interested in how Jay Uso Luther, how that match itself plays out. I'm kind of intrigued by LA Knight and Jacob Fatu, to see the direction they go with Jacob Fatu. And then, of course, the match that I'm looking forward to both nights is the War Raiders against New Day.
Really?
No.
Out of all the matches,
I was like, when you talk about,
not expecting that.
no, when I saw that, I was like, wait, that's a match that's happening?
Well, I know, me too. I was thinking the same thing, and then right when I read it, I remembered like covering it on Raw, and I forgot. And mind you, I talk about this every freaking day. I just talked about it this Monday, and I forgot. So yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. I felt for that, Robin. Good job. Good job. We got Future here who says really nice to see Roxanne on the main roster again, although I would have loved to see her on WrestleMania card. Also, happy WrestleMania week. Thank you so much, Sucho. So I like was so excited when Roxanne popped up backstage and she was about to go into Nick Aldis's office, and then she's confronted by Tiffany Stratton, and they share some words, and Roxanne is very confident that she stands her ground. That's how Roxanne versus Bayley happening at WrestleMania. That was so freaking easy to do, and they just didn't do it.
That Bailey's random tag team, and they get a tag team title.
Which I'm thrilled that we're going to see Bayley and Lyra. I thought that was the best option, by the way. They won the gauntlet. There's that very entertaining gauntlet, Robin. It was like really fast. I thought it took up a bunch of time in terms of like a lot of time went by, but it didn't feel like it while I was watching it. So I really Ronda with Lyra versus Liv and Raquel. But they were just wrestling each other. They're the tag team. They're
But it just goes to show you that there's not that much. All they tag teams in that regard, because all of the tag teams have been like single wrestlers who became tag teams, all of a sudden.
I agree. I 100% agree. Let's talk about the gauntlet. I mean, the one thing that I also found a little strange too was when they had Maxine and Natalia in there. Did you notice they didn't even get Natalia a chance to even get in there? And then Maxine just lost just like that. That's just fun. So rough.
Maybe she wanted to be.
They literally, I felt so bad. I mean, what the man? What the? Anyways, that's just what I had gauntlet. Still enjoyable though. And now they have WrestleMania. But as I briefly is Ontario Airport. And money they have. And I feel that Robin, I think someone definitely put in WrestleMania work this year to get a match. And this is going to be more in Friday for sure. So you guys definitely have that in common. But you know, we're still wrestlers are doing that injury. Now she's going into a wrestling match for Charlotte.
Yeah, but the way that Charlotte went out to down all the time.
But you know, she said she's going to catch a couple of matches. Alex has no idea. But we were speculating last week. I did not even consider Solo Sikoa. So, I mean, it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton has great match with just about anybody. So, there's that. If you're looking for a bright side, that could be it right there. But yeah, the one that for sure is just looking to swing in WrestleMania. So, we'll see what they end up doing. Again, this is not for sure. This is just what's been alluded to based off of the storytelling that was seen, at least on this 1 week storytelling.
The one little interesting bit is not that exactly WrestleMania. Randy
That's the one that worked.
the Rock stepped up.
When I was working at it, and I was fucking boring. And it made me simple. A lot of people have people who script for and stuff. He did.
that people are going to know this history. And I know that they mentioned it a lot, but doing this nice recap video, man, I was in my feels, Robin, and I was watching it. And I just thought, damn, I'm in my feels right now. He just set up, and I'm gonna spoiler alert. Tomorrow's video that I'm dropping, I'm really excited about. It's all about my camp run. I won't spoil it any further, but it was a lot of stuff that's very fresh in my memory because I had just edited that video that's coming out tomorrow. And so I kind of just found the video that I did. So if I'm seeing this video, I feel more emotional now heading into this WrestleMania main event for CM Punk than I did when it was a now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but I think you're spot on. I think for a myriad of reasons, there are probably a lot of people who aren't that familiar with that. Yeah, I mean, there's just not that many spots for two nights. Not that many, there's a lot of championships. So when you have two brands, there's a respected, like an equal championship in each one. It winds up being a lot of championships. So some of them, I mean, look, if you think about it this way, and they are on the card, but Jey Uso and Gunther is so far from even being mentioned in the main event, right? And Jey Uso won the first roll up. So it goes to show you, it's tough, hard to crack, and it's tough when there's seven complex.
Yeah, I feel so bad because every time people ask me what WrestleMania match they're looking forward to, I always forget that Gunther and Jey Uso is happening, and I'm like, oh shit, Jey Uso and Gunther. I always forget. I just remember my friends think of like right off the bat because I'm so focused on other matches there. So we'll see what they're gonna do in regards to that. We will put a Rhodes segment. Honestly, it was pretty straightforward. Just with Cody out there, maybe for the promo. We just talked about my favorite part was when everybody was doing the Let's Get Cena Fest chant. Immediately afterwards, they tweeted out how John Cena didn't want to come to Seattle. And I thought great because people out there rooting for John Cena didn't realize that he very clean. So I thought it was funny that Cody Rhodes pointed that out. He basically just went out there and talked about the relationship with the fans and holding that championship for the people. It was, a very strong, simple, straightforward babyface promo. And listen, really felt that you can do when John Cena isn't there with him, so you have those kinds of interactions that obviously the fans want to see.
Yeah, their interactions were quite strong, but it yeah, that's right. It was well done by Cody Rhodes, but didn't necessarily like stick out to me as too much different than what he's done in the past.
Right, exactly. All right. It feels like backstage, like segment. There's an issue that's back there with Marilyn Wilson, which is what I know we're talking about. And I was going to point that really damning for Marilyn Wilson as a team, but it's not so bad. It was kind of like a fun little catchphrase there. And trying to really, really shoot up and really shoot that top match. It got me what we thought last week and all of the week that I really followed throughout the entire season.
Yeah, well,
The bell, I mean, it was intense, man. How many times did you say that?
yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna do with that. I mean,
That's amazing that I can get the five and I can build up to be a monster. So I wouldn't
yeah,
Alright. Here are the highlights. Нет, нічого не було.
Cody Rhodes out there. Looking to the camera and said the bell is going to eventually ring, and he may be staying in the ring to have these moments because Cody's time is now while Cena's time is up. Said one day his time will be up too, but for now, Cody's title will stay home and stay with us. I thought Cody's promo makes sense. It's coming off what they were doing with John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the last 3 weeks. I like the visual of the WWE Championship behind him and what they signify. Basing it off of what John Cena says, with the Spirit Championship, that he's going to take the championship home, he's going to work for wrestling. I like when Cody's serious. Cody's been serious for a big portion of his day. He needs to be serious. Last year, it wasn't that easy for Cody. Cody's a little bit more determined. Cody's a little bit more angry. Cody's a bit more of a man this WrestleMania season. Where last year he was thrown around, he came back from everybody's direction because of Roman Reigns and The Rock. Since Cody was in more control this year, we still don't know why Cena decided to align with The Rock. Because the only part of this that's clear black. Are we going to get an answer to that? Are we going to get a follow-up to the table? We haven't heard from The Rock. We haven't heard from Cena. We haven't heard from either one of them. We haven't seen them on television together since March 1st. Are we going to get that next week when Cena's in Vegas? Is The Rock going to be in Vegas? Is The Rock going to be in Vegas? Is it a time next week Cena and Rock in the ring together? Is it going to be at Mania on Sunday night? I don't know. If you guys feel like you need more, I don't really believe it. Cena has done a good job. Cody has done a good job. The face of it is great. When Cena stopped talking about him versus the fans that first 2 weeks, and really got down to business next week. Everything he did in that third week, that third face to face, it finally became.
Wait, hold on.
What he was about to say to Cody in that third week. I'm glad that they went on and did what they did. Cody. But if you sit there still not excited about what's happening here because of the lack of that one big plot hole, that big question, what's the alignment? What's the alliance? The alliance with the Rock. I don't blame you. The one thing everybody wants to fucking figure out coming out of the elimination chamber is the one thing that we haven't got a fucking answer. Cody's gonna have a very difficult time keeping this thing together going into WrestleMania. Tonight he had to cut a promo all on his own. And sure, it's funny. But what else could possibly be said between Cena and Cody? What else could be said that hasn't already been said? We need something next. Something next. I'm tired of it. Back and forth and time to fucking promo battles and tired of sit the sound on the microphone. I don't want to see it. I got everything I need. I got everything I need from the first 3 weeks. Cena's and Cody on the overseas tour, and I got enough of Cody. I need to see everything you can say on a block. I need a beatdown. I need the Rock. I need an answer to the alliance. I need a block. I need something that's going to take me to the next level. I can see me telling Cody's a great baller. Yes. I can see me telling Cody's a great storyteller. Yes. I can see me telling that Cody, he really makes it. He does. I'm going to.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what that no is and when that no comes. John Cena will be on next week's show. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal next week. Vader, Chance, and Carter will take on the Chelsea Green regime next week. And the Profits will defend their tag team titles against Motor City Machine Guns. Sounds like a very skippable SmackDown. Byron Saxton interviews Profit backstage. Montez says they like Motor City Machine Guns and reference how they don't care about a bunch of stuff. But the reason they don't care about them is because they don't have them. Dawkins said something about IWC. I don't know why he mentioned anything about that. The IWC Blazers. I guess he's bringing in the original fucking fanatics. Mentioning how they love the Motor City Machine Guns. Carmelo Hayes and Miz showed up. And Miz says that the fact that the tag titles aren't on the main card is an insult to the titles and the street profits and what they're doing to the tag titles. Miz says he's putting them on notice because of how much those tag titles mean to them and what they should do to the division. Melo says that definitely looking at the titles and they want to smoke. Melo don't. I don't know who asked for a text with Carmelo Hayes and the Miz. Does anyone think that this is good television?
I don't.
Does anybody think that this is good television? Otherwise, why is the Miz always do this in the keeping it town? The more I see, the Miz keeps keeping it town. Oh, let's hang out with the Miz. Gotta find his way in somehow. No, all I see is he's starting to fit off right. You know, the number one is wrestling for Smackdown. And then you figure that you got nothing for him, so let's hang with the Miz and see something to say. Mello don't Miz.
Man, that's awful.
I am the Miz, and he is him. Or whatever. I don't know why anybody finds this to be entertaining. Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez, this is like 9 minutes. Don't know why Roxanne Perez is being used as a stepping stone for Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, but I'm not looking the fucking show. Perez went for some early.
Well, I'm gonna have to stop the video. I made this long enough. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button, leave a comment. I'll be back with more. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.